Hey guys, this is Carrie coming to you from the Next 56-Day classroom in Thomasville, North Carolina. And today we're going to be talking about day 56 and day 57 and beyond. Where does this program continue from here? So if you're seeing this video, that means you have officially reached the day 56 day class, and congratulations. I hope that means that you have felt a variety of health benefits in the last few weeks and that you are continuing to grow and to make great decisions. So right now, we're going to be talking about different things that you're going to continue on your program and then some things that you're going to be changing at the same time. So throughout this lifestyle, you're always going to make sure that you're doing 100 grams of protein every single day. This is never going to change. You're always going to make sure that you're doing 30 grams of fiber, which is equivalent to 8 to 10 servings of vegetables and fruits on a daily basis. Make sure you're getting these in. Make sure that you're drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water on a daily basis. Continue to get in about a tablespoon of quinoa on a daily basis. That's great fiber and protein. I want to make sure that you are exercising about 30 minutes every single day, and take 2 days to let your body repair and rest. I would encourage you to do a detox, maybe 1 week a month. I think that's always great just for the body in general. And continue with your supplement regimen, okay? So a lot of you are actually taking the supplements that we recommend in class, and I want to let you know there is a way that you can get a 30% discount, which is the exact same price that your coaches are getting it for. So if this is something that you are interested in, please let your coach know, okay? There is a 30% price difference between the retail and the wholesale value, and all basically you need to do is you go on an auto ship and they can mail it directly to you every 28 or every 56 days depending on what you decide to do. But we definitely have that for you if that was one of the things that you were interested in. Again, please let your coach know. So let's get into the why. When you first started your program, what was the reason that you came? What was your why? Go back to that moment. You know, was it health? Was it due to your weight? You know, were you just trying to get your family healthier? Everybody has a different why. Everybody's got a different goal, okay? Go back and look at your numbers. How much weight have you released? Not lost. If you lose something, you're going to find it back. But how much have you released? Let it go away and never come back. How do you feel right now? I was just talking to a lady in class, and we're on week 6, and she was talking about how she finally just feels good. She can get up from a chair and she doesn't feel stiff. Her inflammation has decreased now. How many years have you added back to your life? Now, if you've been doing a live class, then you should have your assessments in front of you. And you might have noticed that your body weight has actually decreased in the last few weeks that you've joined your class, okay? So that means that you have gained years of life back. It's amazing what little changes can do for your body. So now let's talk about your goals, okay? So there's scale victories and then there's non-scale victories, okay? Scale victories would include releasing pounds. Maybe you've noticed that your body fat has decreased. Your muscle percentage should have increased in class. If it has not, I want to make sure that you're getting enough protein and your branched chain amino acids and you're exercising, okay? Those would be the 3 things that I would encourage you to continue doing. Another scale victory would be the years that you have gained back. Maybe your visceral fat has decreased, your BMI has decreased. And then you have non-scale victories. These are the things that do not show up on that scale that you step on a weekly basis, but there's things in your life that have changed and you should be proud of. So maybe you have started eating smaller portions. Maybe you've noticed that you've got more energy throughout the day. Maybe you're losing inches and clothes that used to be too tight are actually feeling pretty good now. Have you noticed that you have less inflammation, less pain? Have you noticed that you're not having to go into the ibuprofen and Tylenol? You're not taking those like you once did. All those things are important. What about sleep? Are you sleeping better? I hear that all the time. I can actually sleep through the night now. Those are amazing things that you should be proud of. What about your vital signs? Has your blood pressure decreased? Have your blood sugars decreased? You know, this is a sign of your body getting healthier. And what about your mindset? Do you have a positive mindset? A lot of times when people feel bad, they tend to have a negative set. But when you are feeling good, then that positivity comes back into your life. And so I would recommend that you keep that positive mindset, because that is going to be part of the success of your program. Now, when we hit day 57, which is tomorrow, there are a few foods that we add back into the list. Okay, so some of these would be your fresh peaches, your tart cherries, pears, kiwi, all 4 of those fruits. They get to come back into your life now. Now, these are fresh fruits or they're frozen. They are not swimming in a jar full of syrup and sugars and stuff like that. They are the fresh ones. That's what I want you to focus on. There are things like pao pasta, which is a lentil pasta. You can now officially add that back to your life. There's certain breads like the chibi bread. There's a chibi pizza crust and there's regular bread. You can now add these back, okay? The reason that we do not add the approved pastas and the approved breads in your program before day 56 is because bread and pasta seems to be very emotional. People who are eating bread, they're typically eating 2 pieces of bread for toast in the morning, and then they have a sandwich at lunchtime, so that's another 2 pieces of bread, and then they have dinner, and that's a roll, and it continues from there. Nobody can put down and just have 1 piece of bread. Okay, so I'm hoping in the last 56 days you have taken up some new healthy habits and bread has not become such a big part of your life anymore. You may have even noticed that your taste buds have changed, and therefore you don't even crave bread anymore. Bread is not one of those things that I miss, but I tell you, before this program, a big fat yeast roll, oh, that would have been a top 10 on my list for sure. Now I realize I just don't need it. It's just not worth it to me. Also, sweet potatoes. Yes, you can have a sweet potato back, but this is also in moderation. So maybe 1 a week or even less than that. And when you look at that glycemic index scale, a boiled sweet potato actually has a lower glycemic index scale than the baked sweet potato. So again, look at your decisions. How are you cooking your foods and how does that change? We can now do coconut. Okay, so the flaked coconut, sometimes if you want to do a dessert or something like that, if you're going to the grocery store, typically you will see the sweetened coconut. I want you to still stay away from those. So this is the unsweetened coconut that you can now put back into your diet. And also dates, okay? So we are allowing dates to go on the program because the pectin and the fiber is so good in those. So a lot of people like to use dates and make desserts from those. So again, all those foods that I just mentioned, those are in moderation. So please be careful with it. Because they will increase your blood sugars just a little bit, but in moderation, I think you will be all right. So how do you know when you are ready for the day 57 lifestyle? Our recommendation is that you actually have completed 2 rounds of day 56, meaning that you are only doing day 56 foods. 2 rounds of that. That is when you are going to be most successful. Now, that also includes someone who has completely done day 56. If you have done 35 days and then have had 4 or 5 pizzas in between day 35 and day 56, then you have not completed your 56 days. Okay, so everybody is on a different roll, but if you have done what we have asked you to do, then you're going to be doing better. Okay, stay true to the food list. Okay, that goes back to not cheating, because every time we cheat, it delays our release by 3 days. Okay, that's really important. I want you to start keeping visible signs of your progress, whether that would be, weighing in, even if you're not a part of a class anymore, weighing in once a week and, making note of that, chart that out so you can tell how you are fluctuating or if you're continuing to go down or, whatever your life may be. Try a new recipe every single week. There are so many recipes out there. There are ones that I have not even tried yet, okay? So don't get bored. Always go back. Try to find something on the Facebook site or in the new cookbook, something. Find a new recipe. Always add spice to your life, okay? Learn to set new short-term goals and make sure that these goals are achievable, but they're also a little bit of a challenge so that you're excited when you hit those rewards. And reward yourself with not food, but something else. Maybe you've decided that, when you hit that next goal, whatever it may be, that you're going to treat yourself to a new outfit, or maybe you're going to go do an activity. Do something that is not food related. I also want to recommend that you add variety to your exercise plan. A lot of times we get stuck doing the same routine, and our body gets accustomed to that too. So if that is you, I want you to try something new. I want you to wake up the next morning and your muscles feel a little sore and tired, and that's a good sign that you did something different for your body. Know your triggers, know your temptations. If you know that Olive Garden is going to be your biggest temptation because you cannot get away from that pasta, my suggestion is don't go there, okay? Don't go into that wall that you're going to hit, and things are just going to kind of go down from there, okay? Stay away from those things. Do an assessment of dairy. How much dairy have you been taking in, okay? Now, when we talk about the inflammation within the body, it's the sugar and the dairy that really affect the inflammation. And a lot of times also does it not affect inflammation, but it also affects your weight and how much weight you are releasing, whether that be with the constipation issues or just the fact that you're not releasing enough weight because your body may be sensitive to the dairy, or you may even have a dairy allergy. So my recommendation is always go off at least 7 days and then kind of listen to your body after that. There's certain foundations of the program that we're going to continue. We're always going to make sure that we get enough protein, that we get enough of our green leafy vegetables, that we get our fruits in. We're not taking any of the food groups out of our program, so please don't ever do that, okay? Now, there is another phase to the next 56-day program, and that is considered the 80-20 lifestyle. The 80-20 lifestyle, that means that you have hit your goal, and not only have you hit your goal, but you have maintained your goal for a total of 6 months. Now, why do I tell you 6 months? It's because anybody can hit their goal, okay? But if you cannot maintain that, then that means you're going to go back to where you were. And sometimes it may take 6 months to truly know that this has become a lifestyle and that you're not going to go back. Okay? So what is the 80-20 lifestyle all about? You're continuing to follow the next 56 days, the healthy, balanced, sustainable lifestyle that you've established for the rest of your life. Okay? And you're eating a healthy diet 80% time, and then occasionally allowing for, a fancy treat maybe 20% of the time. Or maybe instead of those fruits that I just talked to you about, maybe you added a banana or an orange or something like that. Those are still healthy decisions, but they are a little bit higher in that glycemic index scale. So that would be considered the 20 lifestyle, okay? Please make sure that the 80-20 lifestyle does not reverse and become the 20-80 lifestyle. There's a big difference with that. If you are doing the 80-20 lifestyle, you have mastered proper planning with your meals, your snacks, your treats, all that. You've got it, okay? Something that you used to have to be so mindful at in the beginning comes naturally to you now. So it's just your regular everyday foods that you are doing, but they are all healthier. You are adding more leafy green vegetables to your meals. And you've started exercising 5 days a week for about 30 minutes a day. And still, if you don't have 30 minutes at one time, then take that time and maybe exercise 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunch, and 10 minutes in the evening. It still equals up to being 30 minutes of exercise in a day's time. You have that self-supportive attitude, okay? So if you are in the beginning of your program, the beginning of your journey, you still need the support from your coaches, and that is perfectly fine. That is what we are here for, to guide you and support you. But once you get onto the 80-20 lifestyle, that's when the light bulb comes on and you got it. You know what you're supposed to do, and we can trust that you're going to do it. So it's more of a self-supportive attitude. You may notice that you're seeking new goals on your program, and that's again one of the things that we talk about for the 80-20, and also moderation. Okay, so moderation is one of those key elements to the 80-20 lifestyle, where you're not going to blow it and then just go downhill from there. Okay, you've got to know how to do it. So with the 80-20 lifestyle, you can have all vegetables. Yes, that includes corn, beets, and potatoes on occasion and in moderation, okay? You can do the approved pastas. You can do the approved breads. Now, there's still not going to be a loaf of bread that I can go to the store and buy, okay? I'm going to have to make my bread. But again, those are part of the 80-20 lifestyle. All the fruits, okay? All the fruits can come back in the 80-20 lifestyle. Now, remember what I said. 80-20 lifestyle is you have hit your goal and you have maintained it for 6 months. Okay, so don't forget, I want you to watch your portions. Portion control is going to be the key. You got to eat that fiber, you got to eat the protein, you got to get that healthy grain in on a daily basis. Look at your daily calorie consumption, because this is where sometimes people mess up. If you're trying to release weight, the 1150 to 1250 calories for women is typically a good range to start. For men, 14 to 1600. If you are trying to maintain your weight, then trying to go somewhere between 1500 to 2000 a day would probably be good. And also, I would encourage you to listen to what your body is telling you. If you know that there's certain foods that trigger the way you feel, maybe the bloating sensations or maybe the achiness, those are the foods that you need to stay away from, okay? So balance is the key to everything in life: the body, the mind, the spirit, health, relationships, everything. So you are day 56 now. Tomorrow is day 57. That means that your journey does not end here, guys. Thank you so much for doing the Next 56 Day program. Please remember that you always have the support from your coaches and that you will always have access to the Facebook site. Please continue to make great, healthy decisions, and you know what to do. We'll talk to you later. Bye.